What's up, Kansas City? I'm Serenity, and today we have Poet Keisha Burns, also known as KBrooklyn.
Hey.
How are you doing today, Keisha?
Good, how are you?
So tell us about how you got the name KBrooklyn. Where'd that come from?
Okay, so every time I would go up to do a piece of poetry or spoken word, everybody, or not everybody, but a lot of people afterwards will ask me, they'll come up to me and say, yo, where you from? Where you from? And I'll be like, I'm from here. Like, no, you sound like you're from New York somewhere. So, yeah, I kind of let them name me, so to say, because they said that I sound like I'm from New York.
Okay. You do have that accent kind of thing, so it sounds like I remember the first time I heard you at For His Will.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, her voice is very different, and that's basically like your signature kind of.
Yes, and it's not done on purpose. Like people think I tune in the voice. No, it just comes out that way. I think I have pieces that it may not come out that way, but then everybody says it sounds the same. But yeah, it just comes out that way.
That's kind of your stage voice, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Everybody kind of has a different voice. I could tell I even sound different on stage. So.
Yeah.
So, how did you get into poetry? Like, where did your start come from?
Well, originally I started doing poetry when I was in middle school. I was more into writing it and not performing it, just getting my emotions out on paper and things of that sort. A couple of years ago, I was asked to do a monologue at a women's convention, and it reignited that passion for poetry. So my monologue kind of turned into like spoken word form, and it just kind of made me want to really go for it and not give it up again.
So how long have you been doing spoken word as far as performing?
I would say only 2 years. Wow. More likely, probably coming up on 2 years.
Okay. So where would you say you get your inspiration from as far as poets? Like, who are some poets that you look up to, maybe nationally, locally?
I would say my local community of poets. Of course, you yourself.
Thanks.
And you're welcome. I love you. Sherry Purpose Hall, Ed Rollins, Keisha KBrooklyn, or Lakeisha Harvey. She's married now. Also known as Star. And just my local community of poets. Like, I think you guys are awesome, and you inspire me and you push me to be greater, because everybody has their own different form of poetry or how they sound, and you make me feel comfortable being an individual and just push me to be who I am in the poetry community.
I know Glenn North spoke about it. Jazz Poetry Jam one time a little while back. He was saying how Kansas City liked how everybody had their own little style.
Yeah.
He said sometimes when you go to other cities, most of the poets kind of sound the same.
Yeah.
So he was saying here he loves how everybody has their own little style and their own thing. And they
we definitely do. We do, which is good.
Right. So, what projects are you working on? I know you have the Love Project, which you do in the community. Tell us a little bit about the Love Project.
Okay, so the Love Project, basically, it breaks down the barriers of denominations and the traditional church, of everything being in the four walls. We want to kind of break down those barriers, get together, whether we're Presbyterian, Pentecostal, Baptist, as long as we know who Jesus Christ is and we agree on that, go into the community and just show them the real love of God. He says, you know, how do I know that you love me? And it's by the way you love his people. And if we don't reach out to his people, then we can't really say that we have a connection or relationship with him.
Okay. You guys did some flash mobs too, right?
Yes, actually, last year, on 18th and Vine, and also the Plaza downtown Kansas City, or in Kansas City, Missouri, we did flash mobs, and we sung. So it was flash mob of dance and flash mob of song, basically, and we just sung to the people, danced with the people. We did prayer walks, and we knocked on neighbors' doors and asked them to come outside, and we prayed with them, and we united with Hot Dog and a Prayer that's also done by Minister Carl Williams, and we fed people and things of that sort.
That sounds great.
Yeah, it was fun. And so this year we are meeting, and we're hoping to do another flash mob, and more likely either it's going to be in a mall or the Legends area.
Okay, let me know, because I might show up. So you're getting into slam poetry. You won Slam ULIT. That was 2 weeks ago on the 27th of January.
Yes, ma'am.
So tell us how your experience with slam poetry. How do you feel about that?
Well, that was my second time engaging in slam. I didn't know anything about it. Like, I would watch a lot of things on YouTube, but I wouldn't know it was slam poetry. And so when you guys introduced me into that, and it was like, come out, it was just such a overwhelming experience. It was just awesome to be there, and to not even about the competition, but just to know that it's so many levels to poetry and so many other places you can take poetry besides just the typical open mic. So it's inspiring.
Okay. So would you say, as far as poetry, this is you walking your purpose in life?
Yes, absolutely. I know, we have to do other things in the midst of waiting for our dreams to just, and come up here. But I love poetry, and I want to do full-time. And poetry is my ministry. And, I want to do full-time ministry, and I want to be able to travel and do motivational speaking and just encourage others who don't really have the voice to speak up for themselves.
Okay. So how would somebody get in contact with you?
You can get in contact with me on Instagram, and it will be KBrooklyn __, no spaces. Also Twitter, Miss MIZZ_barber. I used to cut hair.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, I still do. But anyway, and then you can also find me on Facebook under KBrooklyn or Keisha KBrooklyn. And then you can also email me at KTANAE03@gmail.com.
Keisha,
Yes,
appreciate you coming in.
Absolutely.
And I'm Serenity, reminding you to spit your piece. And also make sure you check out the other episodes of anything from sports on KansasCityWhatsUp.net.
CMG wants you to always remember the victory we call success goes to the best prepared. When you invest in your community, you're really just investing in yourself. Thanks.